All right, it's another morning. It's bright and sunny. It's early because I get to work early. And, I'm going to be honest, it's not the most incredible day so far. And nothing bad happened. I mean, I'm feeling under the weather, but I don't want to say I had a difficult realization, because I knew this to be true already, but I was just thinking this morning about how the people at my daughter's daycare spend more time with her, basically, by and large, than I do. And man, that's a hard pill to swallow. It's a tough pill to swallow. I'm in a situation right now where my wife works full-time and I work full-time, and we work real early, and my wife has to commute, so she gets home late. I don't have to commute anymore. But we are on the daily grind. I mean, that alarm goes off at the crack of dawn, and we're up and we're going. And I just thought, like, man, this is tough. Is this sustainable? And what's a bummer, or what we didn't know, and you don't know what you don't know, but what we didn't know is how important time with our kids would be when we were making our career decisions. And that makes sense because we were in our 20s, and I guess my wife's still in her 20s, but we were like definitely career people, and we thought, yeah, we're gonna have a dual income household, and I work in education, so I mean, honestly, I make good enough money. My wife makes pretty good money because she's in a specialized field in education, and we get the summers off, and we're gonna have winter break pretty soon here, and that's really nice. And it's not lost on me how valuable that time is and what kind of opportunity that is for me, but it still doesn't feel like enough, and it's still really, really hard to swallow the pill of just knowing that I'm not spending, or not just me, but like one of us parents are not spending the majority of my daughter's life with my daughter. And that speaks to some of the struggles with society that I feel like I've been having about, just how it's too much. We talk about how the birth rate is too low and how people aren't having kids, and we're telling people to have kids, but I don't blame anybody for not wanting to have kids. I wanted to have kids. I knew it was going to be difficult. I'm the first person out of my friend group, and I'm not 19 years old. I'm the first person in my friend group to have kids, and most of my friends look at what I do and they think it's either a pipe dream or it's an unsustainable life. And I kind of agree with them in some ways. I mean, I'm burning the midnight oil. I'm not getting much sleep. I'm sick now because you're always getting sick with your kid. I can't take sick time. There's hustle culture and everything, but I don't know. I just wonder if I am wired different than everyone else, or if a lot of people who have kids have the same experience or the same feelings or the same frustrations as I do, because I mean, seriously, it is extremely tough dealing with the daily grind. And it's not that I don't want to work hard, or it's not that I don't want to work. I mean, we do have to work. It's just the part of life that no one can really escape unless you were born into a trust fund or something like that. But I don't know. I just look at my life and look at all that I'm doing, and I look at the returns on the investment of time that I make, and I'm just like, man, this just doesn't feel worth it. And it's hard. And we're the type of family, and my wife and I are the type of couple who are, we were just really pro, I don't know, having your own career and that fulfillment and doing what you want to do and making a name for yourself and all those good things. We're huge proponents for that. But once we had a kid, man, all that kind of just went out the window a little bit. I mean, I used to live and breathe and die for my job, and now it's like I want to get there for the time that I'm paid to be there. I want to work hard and make it happen and do well and be a strong educator and support the future. But that level of priority that I gave that thing has just dipped so much, because it's not just like that priority becomes second on my list. It's become such a distant second that it might as well be in last place. Because just truthfully, nothing matters. I mean, I spend all day at work just wishing that I was taking care of my kid. And I know there's people who are workaholics. Actually, it's crazy to me that there are people who are workaholics in the sense of like, they don't see that the same way. And I don't want to judge people for their feelings or judge people for the way they're wired. And I might just be wired different. And that just may be a difficult thing that I have to struggle with, where I just have this feeling that being a parent is more important than anything. But I know people, and I know stories of people who, you know, stay at their job for 10 hours a day and they never see their kids, and what they do at work is more important than anything else. And I'm not judging anybody for that, because I think we need people like that to create the new car companies and, you know, have the startups who eventually become the next, you know, Facebook or whatever, which I don't know if we want anything to become the next Facebook, but you know what I mean? Like, we need those people who are pioneers of enterprise, if you want to say. But man, for me, I just want to make a decent wage where I got a nice retirement, and I can invest a little bit of money and live within my means and have a middle class life where I feel like I'm getting enough time with my family, because that's ultimately what's like so important to me, and nothing else comes close. But there's people who don't have that idea or don't have that perspective, and they see things differently, and they want to place that on you and I. And I just don't think it's fair, because honestly, at the end of the day, it's like, in many instances, are you even being compensated or valued or getting anything from that increase in productivity and that, you know, 9 to 5 plus 4 mentality? I don't think so. You're getting the same pay as anybody else, and I don't get it. But I guess that's why we're all different people. But that's what I'm struggling with today is just the grind set and the expectation that if you're not sacrificing your child's childhood, you're not a hard worker and you're not a good person. Now, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe this is just reality, and my kid's probably not going to go to trauma therapy because they had to go to daycare because both their parents had to work really hard and they had successful careers and whatnot. But, you know, I have a different perspective just given my upbringing and the difficulties I've faced as a kid. For me, I don't know. I'm just struggling with the way things are going in our world and the hustle culture and whatnot. And you can't take the 10 hours you spend at work home with you, especially if you're like paid a salary. You can't take that home with you, and when you die at your funeral, no one's going to talk about that. People are going to talk about the way you impacted the people around you. And I don't know, that's what I'm trying to invest the majority of my time in, but I don't have that time. I don't have the majority of my time to do that. So it's a struggle, but I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe this is just reality. Maybe I'm just a lazy millennial, boomer, Gen Z, or whatever. But maybe other people are feeling the same way. I don't know. If you feel the same way, or if you feel differently, if you think I'm crazy, or if you think I'm a genius, call in to the Cactus Dave Hotline and give me your thoughts. I'll feature you on a future video. I'll listen to your voicemail, and I'll respond to it on one of these videos and give my thoughts and give my 2 cents. So call the Cactus Dave Hotline at 619-800-5622. And thank you for watching. Peace.